Swim Lessons Live. The goal is to allow you moms and dads to have a way to keep working on these super important life-saving skills regardless of the situation with being able to access a traditional swim lesson. That this is something that I really believe can be done. The reason why I know you can teach your own kids how to swim is because I teach so many instructors how to do this that have no idea what they're doing working with kids. Really, maybe they've been lifeguards and they have a certification, WSI, but interacting with kids, they probably have as much experience as you did whenever you first had your child. Most people are unlike me with having basically a career around kids. Most people, the first time they have an experience working with kids is when they have their own. So
Call you Blue. Hey, Blue.
Hi, how are you? All right, you ready for doing some swimming? He says yes. All right, well, that's good. Okay, so the first thing, we're going to pour water on your face, okay? You don't like that? You don't like that idea? Is that a bad idea? Okay, how about this? How about if I make it rain? Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. Ah, he's freaking out. Can't you see? Look at his eyes, freaking out. It's okay. It's okay, Mr. Blue. It's okay. Don't worry. The water is just... What does that feel like to you? That is really important. See, you're helping me out, Mr. Blue. Thanks a lot. So you want to find out what it is that is bugging them, because they'll tell you sometimes. But a lot of times they have no idea. And once they start to think about it and they realize that, they don't know, it's like sometimes a light bulb will go off. But I can tell Mr. Blue, hey, Mr. Blue, this is a magic trick. You want to know a magic trick? I'm going to teach you a magic trick. If the water goes on your face like that, oh, sorry, then you can just push your hands on your face like this. It goes away. Isn't that better? Not quite that hard. You get my point, all right? Good job, Mr. Blue. All right, we're going to go for a swim. So, man, Mr. Blue, you're very floaty. I don't have to worry about holding you up like a sack of potatoes. All right, we're going to do 1, 2, 5. No. So I'm trying to get them to tune into 3, right? So after I've done a couple of 1, 2, 3s and back to the wall, I want to get them to make sure they're not going to try to leave the wall until they hear that cue. So 1, 2, 3, let's go, Mr. Blue, good job. All right, holding you underneath your arms. Mr. Blue doesn't really have arms that I can, get my hands underneath, but you want your thumb and index finger right underneath their arms, and they're going to kind of float right in your hands, and they shouldn't feel like a sack of potatoes, right? All right, good job, Mr. Blue. All right. And so now I'm letting them float. Now you can actually take a hand off, and they're going to float right in front of you. So when you first are trying this, make sure you keep your elbows in, and you don't want to ever get fully extended with your arms. You always want to have your elbows bent. It's going to help you maintain control of them in the water. Okay, 5 over here. Thank you. 5 over here. Good job. Okay, now we're going to go back. So I'm holding him underneath his arms, and he's facing me, so that's good. So I can do 1, 2, 3. I can do pours. I can do 5s. It's helping them to be more comfortable with the buoyancy. And now I'm going to turn him around, and we're going to go back over to our little splash pad. Mr. Blue, we're turning around. Okay. And we turn around. Now I'm going to switch my hands. So I'm holding him underneath his arms. When I do this, I can have Mr. Blue go on my arm, so he's holding on my arm. Ah, sorry, Mr. Blue. And then I switch my hands. So I'm holding here, and then I am going to have Mr. Blue turn into my arm. That way I can reach over Mr. Blue. You're very buoyant. And I can hold him underneath his arms, and we're going the other way. You don't want to get crossed up, but holding him this way where let's do this again. People get all tangled up doing this. All right. You're facing me. That's good. 5. All right, so we're going to turn around, Mr. Blue. Okay. And you turn. He's grabbing on my arm. Now, I'm releasing, and I'm reaching over him. Getting back underneath his arms. Still no sack of potatoes, right? Floating on the water. Go back to the blue. 1, 2, 3. Back to the pad. All right? We're going to do that again. Ready? 1, 2, 5. No, wait. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. All right, 5 over here. 5 over here. Good job. And make it rain. 1, 2, 3. Make it rain. All right. I'm going to turn around. Good job, Mr. Blue. I'm going to reach back. Good job, Mr. Blue. That's very good. Oh, that's great. You're getting much better about water on your face. Sorry. Let's do this one more time. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's great. Good job. All right, so the next thing we got to do, Mr. Blue, you ready to try a game? I like games. So you want to try to have some fun games that works on these different skills. So one of my favorite, and one of the kids' favorite, is like I do like washing machine or candy machine. So I ask them, so what do you want to do, washing machine or candy machine? Even if they have no idea what that is, you ask them and they'll choose. It's awesome. All right, I want to do washing machine. Okay, so the washing machine, it's better to hold him so he's facing away, and then I can pull him through the water, wash, and then I can take one hand off and kind of move the water and splash him, and that just to kind of make that water playing, splashing a lot of fun. And then as I'm doing this, I want to keep my hands underneath his arms, try to always keep his legs behind him because I don't want him standing up. That's the sinking position, floating in my hands. One ear in, other ear in, and wash, and then the candy machine just is up and down a little bit more. So the up and down is really important if they have a feeling of falling that causes problems. So a lot of times what you'll find when you take the kid off the wall, 1, 2, 3, is they'll immediately try to stand up. The older they are, the more they're going to do that. So as they stand up, say, no, don't stand up. Don't kick. No kicking. Kicking is not good at this level. You want your legs relaxed. That's going to allow you to be more buoyant on top of the water. So no kicking. Let your legs float. Good. All right. 5. So whenever you're doing even the games, okay, I'm turning them around when I'm doing my games, I want to make sure that I'm always kind of letting him float with his legs in the right position, getting his ears in, not holding him out of the water, making sure that he's really floating. Always, obviously making sure that you're not, dunking him, but you want him to be constantly feeling the buoyancy. It's super important. And the same thing with, getting the water on their face. You want to do that in as many fun ways as you possibly can. Now, once they're really good about water on their face, then we're going to work on, and I'm going to stop at this part because this is what I really want anyone that is seeing this to practice and to focus on really until the next time, would be on the actual getting your kids to be able to put their hands on the bottom of like a bathtub, so that you may not have access to a pool in your backyard. A lot of people, have bathtubs, right? I would say a vast majority of them. So on the bathtub, you just put enough water so they can put their hands down and float their legs. It's not the same if their knees are touching. Legs should be floating. And then you want to do sing to the fishes or growl to the fishes and catch a cloud. So when we do this, catch a cloud. When they do the catch a cloud thing, what will happen is a lot of times they'll scrunch. This is like the most important thing that prevents anyone from being able to do a pop-up breath, is that tension in the neck and the shoulders. It prevents you from looking up. Catch a cloud, and then sing to the fishes. Catch a cloud, sing to the fishes. Work on the water sensitivity. Work on getting the water on their face and being able to do buckets of water. Work on getting them to float their legs behind and growling. You want to get to the point where they can actually put their whole face in. Catch a cloud and sing the fishes. You want to make sure that they don't have any issues with their ears in the water, because the water goes in the ears and it causes some kids to really be uncomfortable. So having them listen to the fishes, and you want to have toys that are going to be designed, or going to be something that even that you would pick out with them that they use only for swim practice. And this is going to be great for getting them to look down. Also goggles. Goggles are an important tool for just getting over the water sensitivity, because it allows them to keep their eyes open underwater. And obviously if you put your face in the water, your natural reaction is going to be to close your eyes. So goggles are really important because it's going to get them overall to be more relaxed, and you want them to get to the point where they can, and by the way, when you put goggles on, you want to make sure that the straps are high. You don't want them too low like that. They're not going to even work. And the seals need to go underneath the eyebrows, just like this. And you want to get your kids to be looking at like a little like sinker toy right on the bottom, and we're gonna sing the fishes catch a cloud. We're gonna do this 3 times, okay? And then so you get them in their bathtub and their hands are on the bottom, and then sing the fishes. No, all the way in. No, all the way in. Catch a cloud. Seeing the fish. You get them very good at that. Whenever you come up and you actually let your air out, your lungs will grab a breath. It makes it so much easier for a child to be comfortable in the water and to be able to be mobile when they can actually breathe. Okay. All right. So I'm not sure on the timing on this, but this is kind of a test just to kind of get the tech right and kind of see overall what the format is. But what I would like anyone that ends up watching this video is, what are some of the biggest problems you've run into in a swimming lesson process? I know that there's lots of kids that struggle learning and it can be very frustrating. So what are some of those things? I believe that a lot of it could be alleviated by doing this drill. And even an older, like 4-year-old or 5-year-old or any kid that can fit in a bathtub, right? Doing this is going to help so much. I have adults that I tell them to just fill up buckets in the shower and just slowly pour. And just, you want to desensitize yourself. So when you're underwater, you are just focused on exhaling so that when you come up, you can easily take a breath. And then get right back underwater. The longer you keep your head up, the more your legs are going to come underneath you, puts you in that sinking position. So you have to be very quick about that breath. And the only way to do that is by exhaling. If you hold your breath and you come up to take a breath, guess what? You can't take a breath on top of a breath. Try it. Take a breath. Take another one. Take another one. It doesn't work. You can't do that. You have to exhale to breathe. Okay?